Welcome to another English language class. Hope you're ready. Are you ready? So at the end of this video, you should be able to learn how to build words by blending the sounds of the letters of the alphabet and learn some simple words. Okay? Alright, we're still looking at phonics. Phonics. Remember what phonics means? Knowing how letters or a group of letters sound. Another simple definition is understanding letter sounds. Okay, that's what phonics is all about. And today we'll be focusing on blending sounds of the letters of the alphabet together. Alright, this is a very exciting topic, okay? Let's get started. Alright, before we begin, let's do a quick revision of our previous topic. Do you remember your alphabets? A to Z. Remember your vowel letters, your consonant letters, and you remember their sounds? Very good. Now we're going to be looking at some words containing the sounds of these consonant letters. The letter B. Now you remember the sound that the B makes? B. So we have, for example, the word B-A-N. 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 Now when you blend those sounds together, you have B-A-N. Ban. Ban. So blending the sound together, you have what? Ban. Remember, B-A-N. Ban. Ban. Let's look at C-A-N. Remember the sound that C makes K, and A makes an A sound, and N makes an N sound. So when you say those sounds together very fast, you have K-A-N, K-An. Blending them together without any pause in between, you have can. Let's look at D-A-N, D-A-N. Faster, Dan. Blend it together, Dan. Dan, which is short for Daniel. Maybe you have a friend called Daniel, and you can also call them Dan. Let's look at another word. F-U-L-L. F-U-L. Let's do it again. F-U-L. Faster. F-U-L. Blend them together, you have full. 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 Let's look at another word. F-U-N. Now in the English language, remember I told you that most of the U sounds come from the letters O and O together. When you have O in a word, it usually makes an U sound. So what sound does the letter U make in the English language most of the time? It makes an sound, like in the word fun. Okay, you have F-U-N. That's F-U-N. Remember I told you the U makes an sound. An sound. F-U-N. Blend them together, you have F-U-N. Fun. Okay. Let's try G. Remember the sound that G makes? G. So we have G, N. That's the sound of the U in this word. G, N. Faster. G, N. Faster. G, N. Blend them together. Gun. Gun. Look at the word hungry. Hungry. Here you also have the U making an sound in hungry. Okay, remember the sound that the H makes a h sound. So you have g, r, and here the Y is making an E sound. An E sound is making the sound of a vowel. So we have the Y as a vowel sound here. So g, r, E, faster, g, r. Blend them together, you have what? Hungry, hungry, hungry. All right, let's look at some more examples. All right, we have the letter J. Remember, J makes the J sound. So J-E-T, J, et, J, et, jet. K-E-G, K makes the K sound, remember? So we have K, egg, K, egg, K, egg, keg, keg. We have L, we have K, E-T-T-L-E, spelling kettle, kettle. And notice in the word kettle, the sound stops at the L, kettle, meaning the E is silent. So we have the K sound, the E sound, the T and T sound, and the L sound. We are not going to make an E sound here. Also, whenever you see two consonant letters together, like we have in this word kettle, if they are the same letter, then they make only one sound. One sound. For example, T and T in this word make a T sound. If you see L and L together in a word, they make an L sound. Same with M and M, sound. N and N, sound. So in the word kettle, even though we have two T's there, they just make a T sound. So we have K, E, T, L, and that's where we'll be stopping. K, E, T, L, K, E, T, L. Together, kettle, kettle. L-E-T. Remember, L makes an L sound. L-E-T, 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 let, let. M-E-T. Can you guess this one? Right, met, met. And N-E-T, N-E-T, net. Very good. When you blend the sounds together, you get net. Now, before we go on to other examples, it's important for you to know that in the English language, there are some words where the letters do not make the sounds they're supposed to, especially the vowel letters. Okay? They don't make their correct sounds or their phonetic sounds. The phonetic sound is the correct sound or the sound that a particular letter is supposed to make. So as we move on, you're going to see some examples like that. But as you keep on practicing, and if you keep, for example, you can keep on watching this video, you can pause and rewind at any point as much as you need to. And if you do that with more and more practice, very soon you'll be able to spell any word and read any word, whether the letters have whether the letters of that word have their correct sounds or not. Okay, all right, let's continue. All right, the letter P, remember the sound it makes? Like you're blowing a puff of wind on your finger. So let's look at some words with the P sound. The P sound. This is the word pit. You know what a pit is? Like a deep hole. either in the ground or in the floor, a deep hole, a pit. So you have the letter P, I, and T. That's P, E, T, P, E, T. Blend them together. You have pit, pit, pit. All right. Let's go over to the letter Q. You have this word Q, U, I, T. Now, a lot of times in the English language, not every time, but a lot of times or sometimes, you have the letter Q together with the letter U, making the qu sound. The qu sound. So in this word here, we have Q, U, I, T. The Q and U are together, and together they make the qu sound. The I makes the what sound? Can you guess? Good, the E sound. And the T, if you remember, makes a T sound. So let's say the sounds together very fast. Qua e t, qua e t, qua e t. Now let's say them even faster. Qua it, qua it. And you blend them together, you have what? Quit, quit. Like when you give up or you quit something. And let's look at another interesting example. Here you have a word that's almost the same, but it ends with a silent E sound. That's why the E is highlighted in gray, because it is silent. It doesn't make a sound. And that means the sound in this particular word ends at the T. So the E is not going to be making any sound. So let's say the sound together. Qua. Now here the letter I is not making an E sound, because here it is making instead a sound that sounds like this. I. So you have qua, I, and T for the T. Let's go over it again. Qua, I, T. Qua, I, T. Faster. Quiet. Faster. Quiet. Blend them together. You have what? Quiet. Quiet. Quiet means completely or exactly. For example, I am not quite ready, or mommy is quite exhausted. That means she's completely exhausted. All right, let's look at another example. We have two examples here, RIP and RID. So these two words, we're going to look at them. Now we're going back to the normal sound for the letter I, which is the E sound. So here, remember the sound that the letter R makes, R. So in RIP we have R, E, P, R, E, P. And in RID we have R, E, D, R, E, D. So we say them quickly. We have R, E, P, and R, E, D. Faster. R, E, P, R, E, D, R, E, P, R, E, D. Blend the sounds together. You have rip and read. Rip, rip, and read. Rip, like when you tear something, and read, like when you get rid of something. Let's look at another example. Alright, now we have almost the same words, but this time they are joined by the letter E, and this E changes their sound completely. Okay, it changes the sound and changes the meaning of the word. It changes the word completely. Even though the E doesn't make a sound, it changes the sound of the I. Just like in the former example, the previous example with Q-U-I-T-E, it became quite. So here when you have R-I-P-E, instead of rip, what does it become? Ripe. And R-I-D-E, instead of read, what does it become? Can you guess? If you said ride, That's very correct. So in our two new examples, we have R. That's the sound for the letter R. I. That's the sound that the I is making here because of the new E that has joined the word, the silent E, and P for the letter P. P. So together we have R I P, R I P, and for RIDE we have R I D, R I D. Blend the sounds together, we have ripe and ride, ripe and ride, like a ripe fruit, a ripe mango or ripe orange, and a ride, like when you take a ride on a bicycle or on a train, and so on and so forth. Now, do you remember the sound that the S makes? S. So we have SIT and SIP. Can you guess their sounds? So if you said SIT and SIP, let me say that again, SIT and SIP, making SIT and SIP, SIP. Blending them together, we have sit and sip. So if you said sit and sip, then you are very correct. All right, let's try another example. Can you guess what this is? So if you said sight, sight, then you are correct. Sight, 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 sight. So remember, whenever you have the E at the end of the word like this, it's not, this sound is stopping at the letter before the E, which in this case is the T, because the E is silent. So we have sight. Another example, tip, tip, tip. All right, now remember the letter Y, it sometimes makes the same sound as the letter I, as the vowel letter I. So it sometimes makes the same vowel sound. So in this case, it's not making the E sound. Guess what sound it's making? It's making the I sound, just like the letter I in SITE, sight, and RIPE, ripe. Just like in those examples, here it's also making an I sound, I sound. So we have the letter T, t, that's the sound. The letter Y, I, and the letter P, p. So because the E is silent, we are stopping at the P. So let's say that together. T, I, p. Again and faster. T, I, p. T, I, p. Can you guess what word this is? Type. Type. Like what you do on a phone or a laptop or a typewriter. All right, let's look at more examples. Begin with the V sound. Do you remember the sound that the V, the consonant letter V makes? The V. Very good. So let's look at some examples. This is the word vomit. You have the V, O, M, I, T. Now let's sound the individual letter sounds. V, O, M, E, T. V, O, M, E, T. Faster. Eat, eat, and blending the sounds together, we have what? Vomit, vomit. Let's look at another example. And we have two O's in this word. And do you remember the sound that two O's together make? They make the oo sound. The oo sound. So we have V making the V, oo, and for the letter M. Let's go again. V, oo, Blending them together, we have what? Vroom, vroom. Like the car, like a car, a fast car, the sound that it makes. Alright, let's go to the letter W. So we have here the word vote. Vote. Now notice that the E here is also silent, changing the sound of the O from an O sound to an O sound. An O sound. So we have a V, O, T sound in the word V-O-T-E. V, O, T. Together we have what? Vote. Vote. Alright. We have two examples here. The first word is woman, and the second word is womb. Now here you have the letter O making an oo sound. An oo sound. Alright, so the first word, the W makes a W sound. The O, remember, makes an oo sound. The M makes an sound. The A an A sound, and the N an N sound. Now if you say the sounds together, we have O, an. If you say it faster, you have O, an. Blending the sounds together, you have what? Woman. Woman. Same with the word womb. W-O-M-B. Womb. The B here is silent. Alright, let's look at another example with a silent E. Remember in the previous example, V-O-T-E, the E changed the sound of the O from an O sound to an O sound. So here we have the word woke. W-O-K-E. So the W makes a W sound. The O, because of the silent E, makes an O sound, and the K makes a K sound. K. So together we have what? O. K. We're stopping at the K because of the silent E. O. K. Blending the sounds together, you have what? Woke. Woke. That is past tense of what? Wake. For example, he woke up. Let's go over to the X. And the X is a very interesting consonant letter. Usually the sound that the X makes can be heard either in the middle of a word or at the end of a word. So for example, you have in the word X-ray, this is the word X-ray. And you can see the X begins the word, so it doesn't make the normal X sound. Do you remember the sound that the letter X makes? X. X. So because it's at the beginning of the word X-ray, we just say it X-ray. That's how it's pronounced, X-ray. Alright, so the X is being pronounced X. The R makes a R sound. Now the A here, instead of making an A sound, because it's joined by a Y, a lot of the time when you see A and Y together, they are making an A sound. A sound. So blending the sounds together, we have what? X-ray. X-ray. Alright, so let's look at these other examples. Ox and box. Let me say that again. Ox and box. So we have the O here making its normal O sound, and the X making its normal X sound. So for ox, which is an animal, you have ox. And for box, which is almost the same word but it's joined by the letter B at the beginning, B, ox. So saying them together, we have what? Ox and box. Ox and box. Let's go back to the Y. Remember, the Y makes a Y sound. So we have two examples here. We have Y for the first word. Can you guess what this word spells? And for the second word, you have here the U is making the sound, like you were taught earlier. The M, of course, is making the sound. The sound. And the Y is also making the vowel sound, the E sound. E. E. So together, if you blend the sounds together, you get what? Yam and yummy. Yam and yummy. Let's look at another example. You have Y-O-K-E. And from the previous example, you know that the silent E is going to change the O from its normal O sound to what? Very good, an O sound. So all together they make the sound O K. O K. Yoke. Very good. I've come to the last consonant letter Z, which makes a Z sound. The first example, we have Z, A, and P. Together, what? Zap. Okay. Let's look at these other examples. Alright, so let's say them all together, okay? I want you to use everything you've learned so far in this video and make all the sounds, blend all the sounds together. From the first word, Z-E-N, to the last word, Z-O-O-M. Are you ready? Alright. We have Zen, Zip, Zoo, Zone, and Zoom. Alright, if you got each of the words correctly and you sounded them out correctly, then you're an awesome learner or an awesome student. Come to the end of this class. Let me leave you with some homework. I'd like you to watch this video again carefully and learn how to say and spell all the words in the video. Okay? Say and spell all the words in this video. Alright, thank you for watching. Hope I see you in the next video. Bye for now.